dealership was nice enough to throw in a battery strap, lifting strap, and a package of new stainless hardware. On my RXV, the battery tray is actually plastic, so I don't have to worry too much about corrosion. The hold-down bolts are actually steel. You can see there's some corrosion on these. I'll put these on the wire wheel and spray a corrosion preventative on them before they get put back in. Different ways to configure these, but with the straps that I have, the interconnecting straps, and then the way the cables are tied in, if I try to do something other than this, my cables won't be the right length. So this is the way they were put in last time. This is what I'm going to follow. These things are about 90 pounds a piece, and I'm having to lift them over the edge. Before I go ahead and slide it all the way back, I'm going to go ahead and hook up the battery terminals. The thing that's changed on this versus the old ones is now these individual cell fill ports are at angles. Used to be they were straight across. Shouldn't be an issue with the battery filling system that I have. Each of the individual filling ports is connected with a piece of like Tygon tubing, so hopefully that span isn't too great and it'll easily make the turn, but if it's too short then I may end up having to get some more material. It looks like they're all properly filled. Yeah, that's going to be an issue. You see the spacing has now changed. Instead of it being a straight shot like that, they're further apart. So this isn't going to hook up just yet. So hopefully I can put this on after the fact. I'm going to leave the original battery caps on for now. And I'll hook up the electrical terminals and go ahead and slide it in position. And these old ones, old cables, pretty small gauge looking stuff. This is one of the ones that I made. You can see the difference in the size. I also like these Thomas Betts connectors. If I need to take it apart and clean it or re-terminate it, I can. These are crimped on and you get what you get. So I will be upgrading. I think there's only two of these jumpers that interconnect the batteries. So I'll put those on for now just to get the system up and charging, and then I'll worry about putting better cables on it later. I will put these on the wire wheel and get them cleaned up and spray some corrosion preventative on them. Each of these sections for the batteries are actually molded for this size battery. So once it's sitting in there, it's already pretty tight. There is a framework that will go across the batteries when it's finished, and a metal strap that goes from side to side that'll tie everything together. There we go. Much better. Okay. Okay, the last one is a jumper between these two. I'll go clean this up and be right back. When I go to hook this up, I fully expect there to be a spark on my last connection. I'm not sure if the golf cart has any capacitors on its power supply, but that inverter over there, the big blue thing, just outside of your view, let me rotate the camera for a second. That big blue thing over there, that's a 1500 watt inverter I have installed. So let's see if this does any arcs and sparks. That's about what I would expect. If that would have continued making a horrible spark, I would have pulled it off, because something would be wrong. Okay, before I go any further, I'm going to put the key in the ignition and check my battery voltage. So let me disconnect you from the tripod. I've added two aftermarket meters. One shows me the battery voltage, which hopefully is 48 volts or more, and the other one is the output of my 12 volt converter. That takes the 48 volts and drops it down to 12 volts. Okay, so I have a connection loose somewhere on my converter, but not too concerned about that. Right now I am seeing a little over 50 volts. So I will press the gas pedal a little bit, see what happens. Okay. So it is powering forward and backwards. That's a wonderful thing. The failure mode on this, when I had one cell die on me, was I backed out about 2 foot out of my garage. It suddenly quit, and my battery voltage dropped to 0 on my meter. And I'd wait a moment, and the battery voltage would come right back up again, and as soon as I touched the accelerator, it dropped to 0 again. So anyway, that has fixed that problem. I will troubleshoot why I'm not getting power out of my converter. I expect there's a connection that I need to fix, but I'll finish strapping this thing in. Okay, so I've had to move the wiring a bit. This center bracing piece actually sits flush on the batteries, and there's really not much of a way to squeeze the wires through. I guess there is a little bit of a gap there, but I don't want to get anywhere near where these are, because when I go to put the watering system in place, sorry for bumping the tripod, when I go to put these in place, you're going to take up a fair amount of room, so I don't want to be anywhere in the area of these. That way I can still have full visibility of all the connections and keep an eye on corrosion. So I have 2 of the 3 J-bolts tightened down. These go all the way through the belly pan of the golf cart, and these hook forward and grab a hold of the plastic frame, and I just have to tighten this one down, and that'll complete that portion. Okay, and I did find out where my converter issue was. I have it fused here at the battery, and this connection ripped free when I was wrestling batteries in. So I fixed that connection. I'm going to check and make sure that I now have proper battery voltage and converter voltage. Okay, so I've got 51 volts on the battery bank, and I have 13.0 volts coming out of my converter. It was only $775, I think it was, to swap these out, and that was with all the taxes and disposal fees of the old batteries. I'm surprised I couldn't find better prices online, but everywhere wants to throw in a couple $100 worth of shipping, and if I buy it directly from the golf cart shop, I don't have to pay for any of that. And for Trojan T1275 batteries, I think it was $193 per battery is what it works out to be roughly. I thought that was a pretty good deal. The last set lasted 4.5 years, and hopefully I'll get the same out of these. And let me zoom in here. When you look at these batteries and you go to buy a set, helps if I point at the right terminal, you can see that they've stamped a letter and a number in here. The letter represents the month, so that is actually October of 2018. So these are absolutely as fresh as I could get and ask for. because it is a golf cart shop that installs batteries every day, they have a constant fresh supply coming in. I didn't have to ask for their freshest set. This is what they pulled off their pallet and put in my truck. So, one more job done.